Good morning, hunters. How y'all doing today? Hey, I'm getting a lot of talk from folks. Been PMing me and asking, what we need to do. When are we going to stand up? When are we going to, you know, nobody knows what's going on. So, hey, here's my advice. Doesn't mean it's right. It's just some things to consider. One, you got to have good situational awareness, and it's hard to do. It's really, really hard to do with the amount of misinformation that's being put out there on social media, like Facebook, and take the Gettysburg flag burning thing for example. Just total misinformation. The McCloskeys in St. Louis. It's been a bunch of misinformation about that. Anyway, so my 2 cents. If you have a group of friends that you congregate with on a regular basis, and play dominoes or poker or whatever you do, you want to keep that circle of friends tight. Don't let it get too big, because if it gets too big, it becomes logistically unmanageable, and it also breeds drama, as we all know. You want to reach out to those on your flanks, both on the left and the right. Not politically, but I mean literally on your left and your right, or your forward or your rear. Reach out to them, get to know them, handshake with them, maybe play dominoes together with them, or a card game. Invite them over for one of your weekend, fellowship meetings, and play cards. That's probably really good advice. Know what opposition groups are around you. Know them by face and vehicle, so you have good situational awareness. Make sure that you teach all your members of your little group, your friends list, how to play a good game of dominoes. Or if y'all are card players like we are, make sure that you get in that spades tournament, that all your players know how to play. So anyway, that's my best advice on that situation there. But I appreciate all the comments that are on here. I don't know what's going to happen in November, but we only got 100 and some days left. Sorry, rural America. Nice roads. But we only got 100 and some days left to decide the outcome or the fate of this country. And I think regardless of who wins, I think it's going to descend into chaos. But the good thing is coronavirus will go away, right? So, apologize for the wind. I got my dog with me today. See his lay your head back. But, alright. So, not much time. So when do we know when's the right time? I got people saying, hey, we need to stand up and let them be known. And there's two philosophies about that. Stand up and pushing back against tyranny. Well, one, right now, they're not listening. If they didn't listen in January, on January 20th, with over 100,000 people flooded the streets of Richmond, they're not going to listen to that. They're not going to listen to you now. That took a lot of work to get all those folks together on the 20th. It took a lot of work. So, just think about that. I think if the country descends into some type of civil war, you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know whether it's going to be, well, I know what it's going to be. I do. But the mainstream media is painting it like this. So you don't know what it's going to be. You don't know whether it's either going to be a race war, which that's what they're pushing for, right? Divide us as a free people. Or it's going to be a left versus right war. Patriot versus anarchist. You don't know. Well, here's the deal. It's going to be Marxist versus non-Marxist. That's going to be the Civil War. I don't think it's going to be defined by skin tone or ethnicity. It's a big word for me, ethnicity. Because I don't call it race, I call it ethnicity. So these Marxists are pushing this BLM divide, these riots, and all they need is a catalyst, right? Like Floyd or Michael Brown, or they look for these race baiters like Al Sharpton and those folks. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money having racism in the country. Is there racism? Absolutely. I seen a video this morning. Couldn't verify it, but some black guy in Indiana was pushed up against a tree by several white people, and I don't know, going to get a noose, and I don't know, I can't confirm that. It could have been all staged. You look at all this crap that's being staged, like the Bubba Wallace deal, and which I wish Trump would have just not said anything about it. He's just digging his own grave. He really needs to shut up at this point about some of this stupid shit. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to curse on here, but it's just really tiring to go through this stuff day in and day out. So the philosophy is you can either jump into the fight when it kicks off, if you have a 10,000 man strong group of fellow card players, then by all means jump into the fight with 10,000 people, but you better know how to play those cards. And every 10,000 member of your card group better know how to play cards. Because if you don't, it's going to get ugly. You can get your head lopped off. Especially if martial law is declared and the military gets involved, which they will. It's called the Insurrection Act. Trump's already threatened it once. All right, so that's the first course of action. The next course of action would be to wait. Sometimes, I'll tell you an old story about a coon dog. I mentioned it in a reply and then I retracted it because I used the word coon in it and I didn't want anybody to think I was racist. I'm literally talking about a coon dog. A coon hunting dog. How's that? A raccoon hunting dog. Just to clarify everything. So, you get those young coon dogs. This was told to me by a really good trusted friend of mine. He said, you got those old coon dogs that the ears are all tore up, wore out, and you got that young coon dog, and you get that coon cornered, and that young coon dog jumps in there, and the fight's on. And once that young dog gets the coon wore down, once he gets the coon wore down, the old coon dog will jump in there and finish it off. And the young coon dog leaves there a bloody mess. The old coon dog's not tore up at all. If you get my drift. So you wait until the timing's right. Until you get them worn down. And then you go in and finish the coon off. So those are the two scenarios. There might be a third out there if anyone can think of a third. But I just don't think the protesting and the standing and the marching and the flag waving and the sign holding and the counter protest to BLM and all this, it's not working, people. It hasn't been working. It's not gonna work. They're not listening. This effort to stop this Marxism, this socialism, Marxism takeover of the greatest country on the planet, is going to take an asserted effort from everyone. It's going to take finances. It's going to take money. It's going to take backing from billionaires that don't want to see this country fall. It's going to take all of that and then some. That's the way I look at it. And how do we go about that? Do we create a 501c3? RestoreAmerica.org or something? And use it for the money? I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. I don't know the legality of it. I don't know how to do it. I'm a tactician, not a logistician. Right? So, something to think about on this Tuesday, July 7th. So, anyway, look, go ahead and share this video. Subscribe, hit that like button, that notification bell, and please comment. I like your comments either way you go. They're interesting to me to see other people's point of view. So, and I respond to a few of them. So, God bless y'all. Y'all have a good day. Keep your powder dry. And keep your heads held high, hunters. you're Americans, and you're Virginians. Sic Semper Tyrannis.